Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om 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 Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, Text 5. Munayaha Sadhu Prishtaha Aham Bhavadbhihi Loka Mangalam Yat Kritaha Krishna Samprashnaha Yena Atma Suprasidati Munayah Sadhu Prashtoham Bhavadbir Loka Mangalam Yatkrita Krishna Samprashno Yenatma Suprasidati Munayah Sadhu Prashtoham Bhavadbir Loka Mangalam Yatkrita Krishna Samprashno Yenatma Suprasidati Munayah Sadhu Prashtoham Bhavadbhir Loka Mangalam Yatkrita Krishna Samprashno Yenatma Suprasidati
Munayah Sadhu
Prashtoham
Bhavadbir Loka
Mangalam
Yatkrita Krishna Samprashno Yenatma Suprasidati
Munayah Sadhu Prashtoham Bhavadbhir Loka Mangalam Yatkrita Krishna Samprashno Yenatma Suprasidati Munayah, O sages, Sadhu, this is relevant. Prishtaha, questioned. Aham, myself. Bhavadbhihi, by all of you. Loka, the world. Mangalam, welfare. Yat, because. Kritaha, made. Krishna, the personality of Godhead. Samprashnaha, relevant question. Yena, by which. Atma, self. Suprasidati, completely pleased. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. O sages, I have been justly questioned by you. Your questions are worthy because they relate to Lord Krishna and so are of relevance to the world's welfare. Only questions of this sort are capable of completely satisfying the self. Purport. Since it has been stated herein before that in the Bhagavatam the absolute truth is to be known, the questions of the sages of Naimisharanya are proper and just because they pertain to Krishna, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the absolute truth. In Bhagavad Gita 15.15, the personality of Godhead says that in all the Vedas there is nothing but the urge for searching after Him, Lord Krishna. Thus the questions that pertain to Krishna are the sum and substance of all Vedic inquiries. The whole world is full of questions and answers. The birds, beasts, and men are all busy in the matter of perpetual questions and answers. In the morning, the birds in the nest become busy with questions and answers. And in the evening also, the same birds come back and again become busy with questions and answers. The human being, unless he is fast asleep at night, is busy with questions and answers. The businessmen in the market are busy with questions and answers, and so also are the lawyers in the court and the students in the schools and colleges. The legislators in the parliament are also busy with questions and answers, and the politicians and press representatives are all busy with questions and answers. Although they go on making such questions and answers for their whole lives, they are not at all satisfied. Satisfaction of the soul can only be obtained by questions and answers on the subject of Krishna. Krishna is our intimate master, friend, father or son, and object of conjugal love. Forgetting Krishna, we have created so many objects of questions and answers, but none of them are able to give us complete satisfaction. All things but Krishna give temporary satisfaction only. So if we are to have complete satisfaction, we must take to the questions and answers about Krishna. We cannot live for a moment without being questioned or without giving answers. Because the Srimad Bhagavatam deals with questions and answers that are related to Krishna, we can derive the highest satisfaction only by reading and hearing this transcendental literature. One should learn the Srimad Bhagavatam and make an all-around solution to all problems pertaining to social, political, or religious matters. Srimad Bhagavatam and Krishna are the sum total of all things. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gaura Vani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyadi Paschyate Desha Tarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Munaya sadhu prashtoham bhavadvi loka mangalam yatkita krishna sam prashno yanatma suprasidati. O sages, I have been justly questioned by you. Your questions are worthy because they relate to Lord Krishna and so are of relevance to the world's welfare. Only questions of this sort are capable of completely satisfying the soul. The jiva, we understand from Bhagavad Gita, he is born in ignorance. Sarvabhutani sammoham sargayanti param tapa. And so he is engaged in trying to get knowledge in this world. When we see someone, he's come from somewhere, we ask him, what is happening there? What happened to this person? What is going on? What happened here? What happened there? In the morning, first thing, people open the newspaper and start looking in the news. What is happening? What is happening? What's going on? We don't have knowledge. And that is something that is creating big disturbance, because Jeev has to be Satchit Anand, knowledgeable, eternal, and full of knowledge and happiness. So the fact that we don't have knowledge now, people are seeking knowledge. Actually, they are seeking Krishna and their relation, but they don't know, because Krishna is absent. He's not absent, but he's unmanifest in this material world to us conditioned souls. So the jiva is in a very disturbed condition, is seeking and looking around and trying to fill that gap of lack of knowledge. Here it's speaking about prashna, questions. So everyone asks questions to try to fill that void of knowledge. Everyone is asking. And people have different kind of interests. So they're asking questions regarding politics, sports, all kind of things. But still we are not happy. So we keep seeking. But knowledge has an end. It's not that we keep accumulating knowledge. Like in the colleges, we have the PhD researchers. People spend whole life researching something. Researching maybe the frogs' migration, something like that. Or researching how worms burrow inside what is the social structure of the earthworms in the ground, something they'll pick and research and go on and on, then write a big thesis, publish. Very nice. But they're not happy. He'll not be happy. Actually, the fact that people are seeking knowledge and on that platform, that's good. That means they're on an intellectual level. Some are not caring about that. Some people just question, where's the food? Where's the house? Or where is sex? Where is the defense? That's at a lower level. That's at sensual level. Higher than that, mental level, intellectual level. So if people are questioning, very good. That they're at a level. They're good. They're questioning. How many people are questioning? Munishanam Sastreshu Kaschid Yatati Siddhai. A few people are asking actual questions. But of course, everyone's asking. Their questions are how to enjoy. Where's the job with a lot of money? That's their question. Or how will I get honor, prestige? Those are their questions. So higher than that is, then, what is going on in this world? That is rare. Kaschid Yatati Siddhai. Very few will ask about that. But we are in ignorance, and this ignorance is as Krishna says, Nashim Atma Bhasto, Atma Nashim Atma Bhasto, Gyan Vipina Bhasvata, Desham Evanukampartham. So Krishna says in Gita in chapter 10 that I destroy the darkness born of ignorance. So because of ignorance we're in darkness. That darkness is a suffering condition. It's very disturbing situation to not know what is going on. What is going on in this world? People are disturbed, but still they're going on. They don't know that there's an answer. So just imagine you're sitting at your workplace, many people are working here, and suddenly there's a lot of commotion, argument, people are walking around, and first thing you want to ask, what is going on? I want to know. I am in ignorance. What is happening here? Or we are here and we hear big explosion and people are running and there's commotion. First question, what's happening? What is happening? We have to know what's happening. Intelligent person has to know what's happening. Only a sattvic person knows that. A sattvic person has some idea what is going on. Rajasic person, he doesn't want to know that. He wants to know everything what's going on in his sense gratification field. That's his question. In my field of sense gratification, what's going on, how I'll get best. And Tamogun doesn't know, doesn't care, he'll just sleep, lazy fellows. So questions. Human life begins with questioning, higher questions. Brahm Jigyasa. Questions about God, Brahm, spiritual level. That is beginning of human life. Because then it means our focus has gone beyond body. Otherwise our focus is on the body only. When Prabhupada says that people who are overly, he says that people who are not devotees, what Prabhupada says, because Bhagavad Gita says that people who are not devotees, they are on animal level. Shvavid varaustra kare sanstuta purusha pashu nayat karna pato peto jatu nama gada grajaha. So there it says that men who are like dogs, hogs, camels and asses glorify those who have not heard about Krishna, who have no desire to hear about Krishna. So this verse is saying that people who are not devotees are practically animal level, because animals are seeking to satisfy their body, humans are doing that. So on animal level, that is, now you may find people get very impressed when they meet polished gentlemen, big companies, and he's looking very nice, well groomed, hair is very nicely combed and face perfectly manicured. They spend money, face is very clear and he's walking with a nice smell, cologne. He has a suit and we find out this guy has a lot of money and his son is in America, another in Australia, and he's got a good car, big business, very amazing. But Prabhupada says animal. He's not a devotee, he's an animal. So this is the Shastra Chakshu, spiritual way of seeing things. That why is he animal? Because whatever he is, at the end of the day, he's seeking to satisfy tongue, belly, genitals. So that's what animal does. But human has a bigger brain than a dog, and okay, maybe physically bigger as an elephant brain, but it has a more advanced brain capability, humans. Vivek and buddhi, discrimination power and intelligence are high in a human. Why? Because he's not simply supposed to go after the body necessities. Nishrayasa vishaya kallu sarvatasyat. In every birth you can do that. No, human has a higher responsibility. Brahma jigyasa. So beginning of human birth, according to Vedas, is asking questions about absolute truth. Sarva karana karanam, the cause of this world. That's the beginning. And if you look at that definition, how many human beings are on this planet today? 1.4 billion? No, that's India. They say there are 6 billion, 7 billion in this planet. Humans. Really? No. Maybe 500,000 humans, population on this planet today. 500,000 or 1 million. Because how many are actually on some proper spiritual path trying to seek? Not a ritualistic religion seeking sense gratification. Proper religious process means ahetuki, no cause. There is no cause. Like it's caused. My religion is caused by my desire to get money, or my religion is caused by my desire to solve the health problem, whatever it is. Ahetuki, causeless devotion service. Apratihata, not having any block. So that is proper religion. So Brahma Jigyasa means inquiring to absolute truth, and this is the beginning of spiritual life. Question. It's important to question. We have to question everything. Prabhupada said, doubt is sign of an intelligent person. Otherwise, mass of people are like sheep. If you've seen how sheep will not see because we're in the city, but how sheep are herded, they'll just follow the front sheep. You'll take one, they'll all follow with full enthusiasm. Where are they going? To the slaughterhouse. They're following. Let's go. Fine. He's going. I'm following him. Where are we going? We don't care. But he's going. I'll follow. And all the sheep are following. And therefore we call these human society, sheep, when people follow without asking any question. They call sheep. Blind sheep followers. And yeah, so that is this modern world. Everyone is wearing trouser, shirt. I'm born. What shall I do? I'll wear trouser and shirt. He wore it, my neighbor's wearing, everyone is wearing. This guy sent his son to college. I'll send my son to college. Is that the best thing to do? Shouldn't he get some spiritual knowledge? Everyone is doing it. Everyone is doing it. Everyone is doing, we'll do it. Everyone's eating meat, what are you trying to do? We have to follow. Sheep, where are they going? Sheep are going to the slaughterhouse. So you follow, everyone is going to be slaughtered spiritually. Should we follow? No, you have to ask questions. Should not be sheep. So that question is sign of intelligence. We have to question, why this education system? What is the point? Why this government? I'm not against any one government. The general system of government in this planet, its government is promoting sense gratification. And so they're elected. Now, who will give free bus rides to women? Who will give free ration? Who will not tax alcohol? We'll vote for them. So that's not governance. Question, is that the government? We have to question. What is the proper system of government? What is the motivation of this government? So questioning, and question should be, there are two types of questions. Going to Krishna and going away from Krishna. So we had to question how we can stop our suffering. That is good. Because of questions, Bhagavad Gita was spoken. If Arjuna didn't question, there will be no Gita. And actually, Arjuna asked one question, that Yatshaya hi nishchitam bruhi tanme. What is the best thing? Tell me. So Krishna told him the best thing. But in between he asked more question. And then, as we say, churning. Like you churn the curd. People churn milk, but you're meant to churn curd. Actually, that's a better butter. So when we churn the curd, then the butter comes out. So by questioning, we are churning, more comes out. Especially when we come in touch with a saintly person, we have to question. Question like you come to temple. Questions should be proper, relevant. We should learn how to question. Don't come to the temple ask, well, how much rent you're paying for this place? Some people ask. How did you get the land? That is not the question to ask. Question to ask is about temple. Temple and the temple resident, main resident, Krishna. That's the question to ask. Yeah. That's the questions. So we have to learn how to question. If we study Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna asked that one question, Yachrayan hinishchitam bruhi tanme. What is the best thing for me to do? Tell me now, I want to know. Because Shishyaste ham shadimam tvam prapannam. I surrender to you. So now Krishna, as a guru, will tell him. But in between, Arjuna kept asking more questions because that was not clear, this was not clear. And then Arjuna came to pure knowledge. Nashta moho smriti labdva. Came to pure knowledge by his questions. Because he asked the proper person proper questions. So in between he asked so many. And when Krishna was telling him, I spoke this knowledge to the sun god. But they were together, Arjuna and Krishna grew up together playing, they were best friends. Then he said that Param bhava janma aparam janma vivasvata katam aham vigyani antam evam proktavan iti. Your age is so young, Vivasvan's age is some few million years. How is it you talk to him, the Bhagavad Gita? We grew up together, I saw you, you never went to the sun planet. So he asked question. He was not clear, he asked. And that question brought him to knowledge. In this way, we should form the full picture of the philosophy in our mind. And what is missing? Ask that question, ask. Don't be lazy. Not you, I'm online, no? Okay. Don't be lazy. Ask questions and you'll get the answer. Prabhupada used to quote the Bible many times when relevant sections are there. And what does the Bible say? Seek and ye shall find. If you look, you'll get. If you don't look, you'll not get. So ask questions, seek God, seek spiritual perfection. And you'll get it. Where will you get it? 3 ways we can get it. Externally, through Veda and Guru, and within, Chaitya Guru, Paramatma. They're all the same source, Krishna. But for now, we rely on the Veda and Sri Guru, because we are not on that level of Buddhi Yoga linked to Krishna, where he'll directly Dadami Buddhi Yogam, that he'll directly, or maybe you are, some people are, we cannot tell, They do some function and it's perfect. So the proper question will give the answer. Arjuna's question, even he didn't ask one, he asked repeatedly so many, and the result was Bhagavad Gita. Perfect knowledge. In 700 verses, Krishna says, Yad gyatva neha bhuyunaj gyatavam avashishyate. There's no need to know any more knowledge than this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. It's perfect. So Arjuna asked question. So we have to form idea of understanding of spiritual life and who I am, who we are, who is God. So we have to question, constantly question, till we form the proper picture. Just like when there's a murder scene, the investigator will come with his book and he'll speak to many people, he'll observe, he'll look and take in details to form a picture in the mind what happened. He could get a proper idea by his questioning. So we have to form a proper idea. How did I come here? Why this world was made? How was it made? Who made it? And what is going on? What is the purpose of everything? This is the proper questions to ask. Bhagavad Gita explains the systems, the proper knowledge. What is knowledge? In chapter 13, Arjuna asked Krishna, what is knowledge? So answers were given. One of them was Acharya Upasanam. One of the factors of knowledge is approaching a bona fide spiritual master. Acharya Upasanam. So it means an intelligent person seeks a guru. Prabhupada said bona fide guru. Many people posing as gurus are not gurus. Example, Ramakrishna, Sai Baba, Sadguru, who did I miss? Ravi Shankar, Murari Bapu. These are not gurus. Nityananda, Paramahansa. So they are not gurus. Okay. Why? Definition of guru is given. Shabde pare cha nishnatham. He's fully absorbed in Shastra. Shabde pare, and in God. That means when he talks, he'll only speak about Shastra and God. He'll speak Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, these things. So when people speak from Shastra, they are Guru. Because Guru is supposed to be teaching Shastra. Who's the ideal Guru? Krishna. Arjuna surrendered to him. What did Krishna speak to Arjuna? Whatever he spoke is in the other parts of the Vedas. We can verify that example. Bhagavad Gita contents, 80% Kathopanishad is the same as Bhagavad Gita. 80%. Same verses. Ajanitya Shashvatayam Puran, same, it's there. So many verses. So these personalities we listed, if people approach them to ask questions, they're hardly going to quote Sanskrit shlokas as we learnt in our parampara, that you quote this shlok and give the answer. They'll give from their mind, and within the answers will be, I think, perhaps, maybe, this is something. And the things they say and do have no precedent before. Like passing on knowledge through touching someone. That doesn't happen like that. So, Acharya Upasana, approach a bona fide Guru, Prabhupada said. He translated Acharya Upasana as approaching a bona fide Guru, not Guru. Guru to anyone is posing as Guru. Bona fide means Pramanic Guru. He'll speak from Shastra. What else? That Shrotriyam Brahmanishtham. Shrotriya means he would have heard in Parampara. That Guru who is claiming to be Guru must be in a Parampara. Which Parampara? There are only 4 Paramparas given in Garga Samhita and Padma Purana. Those Paramparas are listed. Sri Kumara, Rudra and Sanat. Krishna gave Gyan to 4 personalities. The Paramparas are coming till now. And Sampradayas. Those are Sampradayas. Sampradaya Vihinaya Mantraste Nishvala Mataha. These personalities I mentioned. Because they're not in Parampara, whatever they tell you, any mantra, any knowledge, Nishvala Mataha. This is written in Padma Purana. That Sampradaya Vihina Mantraste Nishvala Mataha. So anyone who took shelter of them, Nishfal, there'll be no fruit or result of their guidance, of mantras they give, there'll be no fruit. We find in this movement, people who approached gurus, and in Sri Sampradaya, Madhva Sampradaya, but actually mostly I'll say ISKCON, because those Sampradayas mostly they focus on, they have at the high level, on Brahminical level, Brahmins. But we find in ISKCON, anyone approaches, takes Diksha and practices. But the potency of this knowledge and practice completely purifies people. They're addicted to the 4 vices: illicit sex, meat eating, intoxication, and I said meat eating, and gambling. So, but by practicing, coming in the proper Shrotriya Parampara, they become purified. They're able to give up these things. Whereas other people cannot give up tea, simple tea or coffee. So therefore, when we speak about Guru and getting knowledge, this is the philosophical understanding. It has to be properly done. These are the factors. We are speaking about asking questions and getting answers. Here, in this verse, Sutta Goswami is beginning to speak. He was asked 6 questions. He's going to start talking. But he was very happy. He's telling the sages, Munaya sadhu prashtoham. I'm very happy. You asked very good question. You're not asking me that where did you do your degree? They're not asking that now where are you from? They ask the proper question to a sadhu, that what is the absolute truth? Because we know, okay, he studied. This guy, this is not working. He's not studying in college. All he's reading. He'll have some knowledge. Let me get some knowledge. So that's the topic to discuss. So he was very happy that you're giving me Yatkrita Krishna Sam Prashno. You asked me questions about Krishna. And he said that Bhavadbi Loka Mangalam. These questions can Loka Mangalam bring all auspiciousness Why? Because namani anantasya yashankatani gayanti grunanti shrinvanti gayanti grunanti sadhavaha. Sadhus, they are very pleased with these topics, which are namani anantasya yashankitani yat, which are filled with the holy pastimes, names and activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They're very happy. Why? Because these topics purify the whole creation, purify this universe. Because they contain potency, they are surcharged with spiritual potency. Srimad-atatam. They contain narrations of Krishna, spiritual. And so therefore it says in Gita that this can create a revolution. A revolution, Bhagavatam it says, that Tadvag Visvargo Janataga Viplava. It can create a revolution in the sense of bringing everything back to the spiritual path, everything Krishna, God-centered. So therefore he is happy. He said, you're asking me a question, now I'm going to answer, and this is you are going to facilitate the auspicious beginning of auspiciousness, because now Bhagavatam will be spoken in Atma Supra. So he's saying that, and by that what will happen? Yena Atma Suprasidati, will be so satisfied. One may ask, why is so much Shastra speaks about this happy, suprasidati, peaceful? Because people are seeking that. Why you think someone built a skyscraper? Why you think they established huge companies? Because they simply want to be happy. They may not word it out or say it, but that's the reason. You know, why people shifted to Bangalore to join Q Spider or whatever? Because we'll get a job, we'll get money, we'll be happy. They're looking for happiness. So look for the happiness, look here. Bhagavatam says how to be happy. Suprasidati. How? That we should hear about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So here, Sutta Goswami was happy that now we're going to speak on these topics. This is the proper subject of discussion. When one comes to Krishna and is keen to hear about him, that state is known as Shushushro. Or is it Shrinvatam? That exact word is given. 1, 3, 2. Here it is. Yeah. Yeah, in here, this same chapter 2, few verses ahead. No, it's Shrinvatam. Yeah, here it is. Shrinvatam Sukata Krishna. So now that word, Shrinvatam, means those who have developed the urge to hear, the desire to hear. Now when Krishna detects this person desires to hear about me, what is the effect? It says purification of the heart. Krishna pure. Why? Because this person, you see, Krishna gives what we want. So some people get happy, like these people who found out the genetic code. He said that I got it in my dream. That's what he wanted. Krishna gave him. He gives the knowledge. But if we say, no, I want to hear about Krishna. But there's a problem. Why? We are conditioned souls. So we don't have that much taste to hear. That will put a message in group. Bhagavatam Katha. Oh, don't want to hear that. Another message will come from someone else. Hey, look at this music video, this person. Oh, I want to hear that. So, the desire to hear is not there. Why? We are conditioned soul and then covered by Maya. But when Krishna sees Shrinvatam, Swakata Krishna, he's keen to hear. What will Krishna do? He'll remove that covering. That covering that's blocking for us to fully experience Krishna and to understand him and to anubhav, to perceive him by hearing. We can perceive Krishna by hearing. So that Krishna will do. Hridayantastha hiya badrani vidhunoti suhutsatam. For one who is keen to hear, Krishna will remove the covering so that we can hear fully. Krishna will enter through the ear, enter the heart, enter our consciousness. Through the oral reception. We can also take in Krishna through prasad. In many ways, by seeing, through eyes. So through the ear is most powerful way of taking in Krishna. Because Krishna is known as Shrute Kshita Patha. God will be known through the path of Shrute Kshita. Shruta Ikshita means seen By hearing. How do you see God? By hearing. Not by eyes, by hearing. So we hear. Then even when we come before the deity, we see. Otherwise we will not see. If we didn't hear, we didn't see. So, for those who develop the desire to hear, Krishna will purify. So when someone asks questions, more and more, he wants to hear, then Krishna comes. We take one step, Krishna takes 100 steps to us. One step, 100 steps. Because actually Krishna is more keen that we come to him than we are to come to Krishna. So many incarnations. Bhagavatam list 24, but then the verse comes there that the number of incarnations are more than the waves in the sea, the ocean, coming and going every second. So Krishna is keen for us to come, not for him, he's Atma Rama, for us, because we're here suffering. In the purport, Prabhupada explains about this, that seeking knowledge about Krishna, that actually the state of the jiva is that he's always in jigyasa mode, asking, because we don't have knowledge. We're in darkness, tama. So we are trying to come out of darkness. For that, universities are researching, intellectuals are writing books and seeking and asking questions, scientists are looking. All of them are trying to bring human society out of darkness. This material world is very dark. And that is sattvic level of people, because they have some idea that there is some darkness, we have to come out of it, but they're looking the wrong way. So it is human nature to ask. Prabhupada says we cannot live for a moment without being questioned or giving answers. We are always in that jigyasa mode. Why? Because we are very dissatisfied, restless, disturbed because of having lost our connection with Krishna. It's a very disturbing feeling. We will not know how disturbing it is till we become Krishna conscious and see how happy, how peaceful. And then when that, sometime we're in bhakti, and there's a temporary disturbance in our bhakti, and then we lose the connection and we feel very disturbed. And so then we understood, oh, Krishna conscious is so good, let me follow everything. And because so the jiva is in a disturbed state. He wants to come out, but he's looking in long way. He's asking questions in science, in intellectual pursuits, in philosophical area, in biology, in chemistry, in politics. They're asking questions. But Prabhupada says such questions can never give satisfaction to the self. Although they go on making such questions and answers their whole lives, they are not at all satisfied. I was told one of the most depressed people in the world are PhDs. People who've got a lot of material education. They're very short-tempered, they don't talk to people, they're very restless. And they don't live with so much excitement. The more we pile on this material knowledge, material means not connected to Krishna, useless knowledge. The more we pile it on, it brings us more down. Spiritual knowledge is not like that. Knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, the more I accumulate it, the more I become happy. Where does that say? Susukham kartum avyayam. Krishna says about knowledge of Gita. The more, supposing we hear Gita again, I get knowledge of Gita, I know this verse, I know this verse, I know this Krishna's, what he's saying here, and of course we'll never fully know. And this word, what is Krishna implying? The more we discuss, we get more and more knowledge of Gita. What happens? We become more happy, more peaceful, more elevated, and bliss. So sukham kartum avyam. This knowledge, Raja Vidya, it gives more happiness. But material knowledge, the more we accumulate, we'll become more depressed, more dark, more even criminalistic. I heard some statistics that they was looking at adultery. It happened to be women. It just, it could have been for men, I don't know. So it said that the more women are educated, the more likely they are to commit adultery. It said like that. And Prabhupada speaking about Vrindavan in one quote, he said, this is Vrindavan. he said Krishna, cows, gopas, this, that, and one word he said uneducated women. Uneducated materially. Because it brings a negative tendency in the jiva, atheistic knowledge. So Prabhupada is saying here that although such questions never satisfy. So the more one gets material knowledge, ask material questions, he'll not be satisfied. He has to focus, change to spiritual knowledge. That's what Arjun did. He asked on the spiritual level and he became satisfied, he became pure. The sages of Naimisharani asked 6 questions. Bhagavatam was spoken. They kept asking. That should be our mode. We have to ask questions to clarify the doubt. Otherwise, always in our mind there's a path that I can do this, but I can do that. But I can do. Then we'll never surrender fully in heart, inside. Because we think, okay, there's another option for happiness. But if you keep asking questions, we'll remove the doubts. Then we'll understand this is the only way. Natta paratta upaya. There is no other way for Jeev. But he must become Krishna conscious. That comes by asking. What did Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to say? Siddhantya bale chite na karalas. Yaha hoite Krishna lagi sudirda manas. The jiva should not be lazy to understand Siddhanta. Na kar alas. Yaha hoite Krishna lagi sudirda manas. Because by asking questions about Siddhanta, what happens? Yaha haite Krishna lagi sudirda manas. The mind becomes firmly attached to Krishna. Even if they're controversial topics, speak them. Oh, controversial, don't speak, Prabhu. Don't speak these things. We have to speak because we have to know, he's saying that, they're saying that, but what is the reality? And sort it out in our mind. So by properly understanding, we can be satisfied, finally, because we'll know Krishna. One should learn the Srimad Bhagavatam and make an all-round solution to all problems pertaining to social, political, religious matters. Interesting, huh? Prabhupada, people equate religion with religion, God, spirit. But Prabhupada said Krishna consciousness can be applied and should be applied in every sphere. It's not that this is my religion, this is my politics, this is my social life. It's called compartmentalization in life. It's not that religion is, in BTM, that house every Sunday, 6:30 to 8:30. Religion, Krishna conscious, is throughout. Even when I go to college, even when I'm on the road, it should permeate all life and all our thoughts and actions. So this is Krishna, this is religion. So Prabhupada says that a solution to all problems, social, political, religious matter, Bhagavatam can do that. Prabhupada says, Srimad Bhagavatam, it can overhaul the whole society. Srimad Bhagavatam and Krishna are the sum total of all things. So Sarvavit, knowing Krishna, you know everything. So by knowing about Srimad Bhagavatam and Krishna, we can make a solution to everything in society. Now we have a problem. Crime, epidemics coming one by one. Social disturbance, divorce, so many problems. Lack of food, environmental problem. Yes, Bhagavatam will solve all this. It will. So ask the proper questions. Ask questions on Bhagavatam, Gita, Hare Krishna. Question. Yeah, one question.
You said that one should know how to ask questions.
Yes.
But now we see, we are practically Manda Sumanda Madayo in the Bhagavad. Seeing a devotee and getting his association is itself a very big thing.
Yeah.
So you said, when you come to temple, some people ask, how did you purchase this land?
Yeah, what rent are you paying?
How much you rent?
Who's the owner? Did you buy it or rent it?
But still, those questions are also nice. Some people get inspired. Oh, you're doing this many things
Yeah.
for Krishna. Okay, then what? So, but because I ask so many questions to his known as Bhakti Maharaj. So he corrects me. He scolds me. okay, you are asking this, but this is not the way to ask a question. You have to ask this way, this way.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, we have to be trained to ask. That's correct.
So though it is a dumb questions, we have to ask.
Start asking, at least ask something. Correct, yeah. Yeah, we can be taught how to ask. Some people ask very complicated, high questions. You know, Krishna in Rasila left. Why he left? First of all, ask me how to give up tea. You're having tea. You're drinking. We ask how to overcome the sex desire. This is our level. Some bandagyan, then people come immediately on that. Abhidaya. Of course, all knowledge is good to know. Sometimes we should. But the focus is there. There is focus. Especially for us. We are known as sadhak bhaktas. So yeah, learn to question that. And who to question, how. For example, tad vidi panipatena pariprashnena sevaya. So we approach a guru, serve, then ask. Sometimes we have to serve the devotee, then we are saying Prabhupada movement, hoping we'll get knowledge from Prabhupada and from our Diksha Guru. And we serve, then we ask questions. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.